Well, my dad was military, so I've kind of lived everywhere. I was born in Jackson, Michigan, but I only lived there for 2 weeks. So then I was smart enough to get out of Michigan, but I've lived in most of the eastern states and central states. I kind of consider Ohio my home. I've been here longer than anywhere else. Well, I was inspired by my brother. He was in medical school, and I was rooming with him at the time, and I had been accepted to Ohio State Medical School. But he hated medical school, and I didn't know it, and he didn't know it at the time, but he had chronic active hepatitis that he had caught during his surgery rotation. So he looked like he was dying, and I said, if this is what medical school is going to do to me, I think I might look around. So he suggested that I take the dental aptitude test. There was still time to do that. So I took them, and they wanted a place to send the score, so I just put down Ohio State was the only place. Then I got this call one day from a Dr. Allen saying, you know, we got your dental scores, but we never got an application. And I said, well, I just kind of took them on a lark. He said, well, you got the highest score in the country, so you ought to think about applying. So I sent my application in, never had an interview. Both classes started at 7:30 in the morning. And so I still hadn't made up my mind. And so I show up in that little grassy quadrangle between Postal Hall and Hamilton Hall. My first class for medical school would have been turn left, go to Hamilton Hall. My first class for dental school would have been turn right, go to Postal Hall. And I don't have no idea why I decided. I just went right. And I went to dental school and called medical school up later that day, said, you know, give my spot to somebody else. Taught down there for 20 years, was a tenured associate professor by the time I left. Yeah, I joined my mentor, Dr. Tootle, and Rich Cunningham was here at the time, and we were mentors. He was both of our mentors. So went in with him, and then when he passed away, I bought his practice before he passed away, and then and that was in that was 2005. I came here in '97. I bought his practice in 2005. Retired. I'm going to cut back. I'll retire when my health goes. But I like to restore old cars. I like to do woodworking. I like to fish. I like to hike and travel. Well, I've been married for 34 years and have 2 daughters. And one of my daughters works here. She's my removable laboratory technician. I wanted her to go to dental school, but I told too many stories at the dinner table about these crazy patients I had to work on. And so she said, why would I want to go into dentistry? You complained all these years about all these people you had to work on. So she went into the laboratory side of it, and it's great because she's the best laboratory technician I've ever worked with. And my other daughter works at St. Anne's, Mount Carmel Hospital system, and she's in the medical records coding, that type of thing. But she really wants to be a writer, so. Treat the person first, then the teeth. Get all the CE you can. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to do it over for free. Find maybe a mentor and latch onto them and learn everything you can. Suck their brain dry. The teaching at Ohio State was great. I think I really impacted some lives down there. But I've had more impact on some of the patients I did. I mean, we took on some people that even the Mayo Clinic didn't want to do. We've taken on some really tough stuff. I kind of got a team together and we treated some of these patients. And, I mean, really changed some lives. We took some people that looked pretty bad. You know, not even just their teeth, but their whole facial structure, and you know, really done some amazing things. And you know, they're your friends for life. And so we've made some really positive changes in some people's lives. So that's been a great thing. I've made it this far. I like classical music. I like the sound of my daughters. The voices of certain patients. Everybody's got a few of those, you know. I'd probably give it all away. Ronald Reagan. Anything where I had to sit in front of the computer screen too long. An archaeologist. Probably tie between Italy and Egypt. Crucifixion. Basically, my bucket list are seeing different archaeological sites that I haven't seen yet. So, I've done almost all of Europe and Africa. So I need to do like the Far East. So I'd like to do Cambodia and Taiwan and China, those areas. See the stuff there. Maybe Japan. I'd like to get down to Australia. There's not much too much archaeology down there, but I want to do Australia and New Zealand. I would probably make a flat tax and do a value-added tax. And I would structure it in such a way that the deficit would be paid off in 10 years. Favorite male sports figure? I really like Tim Tebow. And her. Favorite book? The Bible. Ronald Reagan. GTO. I'm reading a book. It's a series of 7 books about the history of Alexandria. Pepsi. Interior.